Cultural patterns are predictable because they've been set up and people are being followed and they're being forced down these paths. And so you know where all the paths are. Once you become aware of the culture, you see all their paths. And so people that are fully asleep, these are why we're sleeping gods, because we're just going through the motions of all these, going down paths of concepts, conceptual constructs that we've been thought, been told to think that are so important that you got to, and if you don't, you're going to fail and your whole life's going to fall apart. So it keeps people driven to follow down these cultural patterns, and so it becomes very predictable. And this is why so many psychics can tell your future. If they're really psychic and they see it out your future out there, they can predict so many things because you're just following a pattern. You're not a master of your own destiny. Once you start making your day every day, suddenly a psychic cannot tell your future because you're changing your future by the moment. And they can talk about a probable future, a maybe future, but your future is yours and you can change it by the minute. And it can go in any direction you want because you are God. So cultural patterns are what cultures are all about. And so they keep reinforcing and enforcing. Governments enforce and reinforcing patterns to maintain and keep control of large groups of people and do it the way they want it done. And if you don't do it the way they want it done, they will punish you in some way. It's all about control and channeling people and making sure people can't think or for themselves or have autonomy or freedom of thought, because if they did, they would be breaking out of the control. And so everything has these patterns, and they keep reinforcing the patterns. It's time for us to wake up and be the gods that we are, and start looking at what are we doing to keep us trapped into these same patterns. We're actually keeping our own selves trapped into these patterns by not waking up and saying, "Oh, this is a cultural pattern that I don't need to do. I'm autonomous." You can still do some certain things to get along with people well, but it doesn't mean that you're owned by it. It's not knocking you down into the deep sleep. You're awake and you see it and you just do things. So, you get along with people, but you're free from it. So, once again, being in the world but not of the world. So cultural patterns, these are all patterns, and we need to break out of the patterns and start making our own day and being the masters of our own destiny.